Okay, ma'am. You can start now. You are live.
Okay, thank you. Yes, now it is showing live. Yes. Okay, good evening, everyone. As I've already mentioned in the chat box, the topics to be revised. Today is the last class for Excel and MS Word. So I have also listed few topics, and I could see in the chat box that those topics are coming up. So I have made a list over here. Out of these, we have already discussed VLOOKUP index match in the previous class, and we have yes, VLOOKUP function and index match we have done, and I think if and nested if also we covered in the last class as a revision part. And some of you were asking me to tell you about the now and today function, so that also I have listed here. And some last class have told to talk about the sum ifs function, so that also I have listed here. Pivot table was also mentioned last day that you wanted revision on that, and few more I have got from the chat box, so those I have listed. Index, citation, and bibliography from MS Word. Okay, no assignments I have not given anything as such. OLE index entry, goal 6 scenario dashboard. Okay, so almost all the topics you are asking me to repeat. Mm, uh, okay, so what if analysis, basically you want me to repeat again. So, okay, I'm writing it here in the list, and let us see how much we can cover today. Okay, so I have put that, added that also in the list. And for MS Word, we will go for citation and bibliography part. If not today, MS Word revision quickly in the first hour. Next class, I will do that because bibliography is really important, and that you should know, must learn. So bibliography, citation, this part is very, very important. Uh, even for writing your own reports, etc. There also it is needed, so that we will discuss. I will see if I get time today to complete up to this. Otherwise, I will do that in the next class. Okay, so I think I've listed all the points which you have mentioned in the chat box. Yeah, hyperlink in Word or Excel is more or less similar. So I'm good. Thank you. Dashboard. Okay, pivot table and dashboard. Okay, when we do pivot table, along with that, we can do the dashboard also. That will not take much time. So we can do that. But preparing a list like this is very difficult. You please go through the syllabus. I have tried to cover almost everything that is mentioned in the syllabus. So you can refer your syllabus. This is your syllabus which has been given by the institute. So you can check your syllabus, and here whatever is mentioned, I have tried to cover everything. And that is why I asked you to go through the syllabus. I think as usual, it should be available on the site as well. So from there also you can check. Yes, macro we will do. Yes, next two classes, we will do the PPT, and that will be the completion of your classes, okay, with me on this topic. Regarding assignment, I don't know if it is a requirement in that way or not. So I'll find out, and accordingly I'll give. Yes, pivot table is there in the list. Okay, so let us now start the discussion. So I'm going to this Excel sheet now. Okay. Now, Next, today I'm going to discuss, now I'm picking up the topics one by one, and I am going to discuss this. Fine. Now, for that, let me pick up some data from somewhere. Some data sheet I require. So I'm just going to pick up some data from somewhere. This is my data sheet, so I can bring it here. Maybe here, so that if required, we can use this here. Yes, some F. So I am going to take some. Okay. Okay, so I have taken this data sheet, and here on this sheet, I am going to apply the functions and going to show you application of some of those functions. Okay. So right now, see, I am going to hide these columns, and now see, just trying to make it little simple looking data. Now, yeah. Now here the problem is the data is not formatted, and okay, now I remember that here I created this salary column and then turned it into a numeric field. Okay, now say I want to calculate the sum of salary of those people who live in China. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to find the total of salary of those of people living in China. Fine. So this is my question, and this is what I'm trying to solve here now in this cell. So what I can do, I can use the sum if function for this. Here my criteria, one criteria is that the country name must be China. So what I want to do, the first thing is, what is the range, the data range on which I'm trying to find out the, I'm trying to apply that criteria. And the criteria is what? That it must be equal to China, right? And then here my sum range is what? The sum range here is, it's a too big data, so I just want to reduce it because so much data I don't need here. Okay, so a little bit small data, I've changed it to small data. So now I'm writing sum if. The first one is my criteria, my range on which I am going to apply my criteria. So I selected the data range. Now here, the next is, second parameter is the criteria. So my criteria is name of the country, and then sum range. What we want to sum, on which field we want to calculate the sum, that is our salary column. So if we apply it like this, in that case, we are getting the total salary, sum total of the salary for only those people who are living in China. Okay, so see now what I'm going to do, just to check it whether it is giving us the proper result or not. See, now I'm going to change the criteria and just show you the result. I'm using formula text and using this to show you the formula. Okay, so you can see the formula here now. Fine. Now I am going to apply the same thing. However, now it will be, it is not China, but here I am going to select some other country name here, say Brazil. So I choose here Brazil, press enter. Now you can see there is a difference in the result, right? So means it is calculating it in proper way. Now here say instead of Brazil, now I am writing here United States. I am writing these criteria as per the data that I have here. Okay, so accordingly I'm choosing this. So you can see this fine. So in this manner you can apply the sum if function. So sum money, it means that calculate the sum of a given field provided a particular criteria is fulfilled. So if the criteria is fulfilled, then only it will calculate the sum. If you take the total of the whole field, you can see the sum total comes to somewhere around 30 lakh and 57,293. However, here when we are calculating the sum, it is based on a criteria, as you can see here. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Now, next I am trying to calculate the, say, the total salary of people living in China and having age greater than, say, greater than equal to say 50. So we want to find out that how many people are working at the age of greater than 50, actually how much they are earning. So that we want to calculate. All right. So this is my next condition here. Now here you can see that I am giving here two criteria. Two criteria are there, that people must be living in China and the age is greater than equal to 50. So in that case, we can use another variation of this function, that is sum ifs. Sum ifs is used when multiple criteria are to be applied. In this case, you can see the first one that we have done here, a single criteria is applied. Now I am having two criteria. Country is China and the age is greater than equal to 50. So in such case, we can use sum ifs. So as you can see, S is there, money plural. So now you can see the way of writing the formula has also changed. Now the first parameter is sum range, means you want to calculate the sum of which field. I want to calculate the sum of salary field. So that is selected. Now what is my criteria? Range 1 and the criteria 1. Then we can specify criteria range 2, criteria 2, and so on. So now my first one is the country name must be China. So my first criteria range, I select the column, comma, criteria is country name is equals to China, comma. Criteria range 2 is the age. So I am now going to select this, comma. My second criteria is it should be greater than equal to 50. Okay, so this is the formula and I want to make it absolute because I am going to show you variation with different country or different range in the next field, next cell, next row. That's why I have made it absolute. And also it is also safe to make it absolute because we may or may not be sometimes we may need to drag the formula. So in that case, we need to make it absolute. So I press enter and now you can see we have got the result. And here I apply the formula text. Formula text for this. Okay. So in this way, we can do or apply this kind of work. You can see multiple criteria also we can apply using sum ifs function. Okay, is this clear? You can take a screenshot of this. Now, suppose if I drag this and apply something else on this, like say instead of China, I want to make it say now Brazil. So you can see this. Okay, now instead of say Brazil, if you want United States, so obviously accordingly it will be updated. Fine. So some ifs we can use when we have multiple criteria to be evaluated. Similarly, we can apply the same format. The format is same for average if, average ifs, count if, and count ifs. In all the cases, you can use it in the similar way. So similarly, you can use average if or average ifs, count if or count ifs. Okay, so this is what we discussed about these logical operators along with the mathematical function. So if required, you can take a screenshot of this and then we can proceed to the next topic. I'm just trying to bring it within the same screen so that you get the full formula here. Yes. So you can take a screenshot of this. Second. Okay. So just coming to the chat box to check. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. So I go ahead with the next topic. Double quotes, Krish, you need to use double quotes whenever you are giving a string value. Okay, string value matlab hua alphanumeric. So if any alphanumeric data you are writing, mane anything other than number, if you are writing any value other than number, if you are writing, it has to be used within double quotes. In very few systems, you may see that instead of double quotes, single quote is working. Mane, if you see that everything is correct, whatever you have given, you are confident that you have given it correct. So in that case, just check it with a single quote. But that's a very, because it depends on the setting, but in general, double quotes is used for writing the string value. Okay. Some if and some ifs, are we getting the same result? So maybe for Brazil, whatever the age is given, that is greater than 50. You want me to check that? So let us try it with the filter. And here I am checking the data only for Brazil. So now you can see both the age is greater than 50. I hope now your doubt is clear. Okay. So as for Brazil, both the age is greater than 50. So in both the cases, we are getting the same result. Very good observation. It means you are paying good attention, Deepika, and checking out what is coming up on the screen. Thank you for being so attentive. Now I hope your doubt is clear. No solver is not mentioned there. So if it is not there, Khushi, we cannot use that. String money alphanumeric value. Any and that's why I mentioned that other than number, whatever you're writing, it should be in double quotes. Okay, now going to the next topic here. This I change the color so that I can understand where it is. Yeah. So we have done this also. So this is covered. Now coming to the now and the today function. Now and today function is a simple function which gives you the current system's date and time. So if you use now function, it gives you the system date and time both. Okay. So if you use now function, it gives you system date and time. In my system, it is showing 8 February and time is 1835. So exactly the same format it is showing. And today function, it returns only the date. Okay, so it will change the, if suppose on your sheet you want, on your report, you want always a current date to be available. So in that case, you can use this now and today function. Okay, so this is simple. Just now why it is used or where it is used. Suppose you want time and for some reason, suppose you need to extract the date and the time separately, hours, minutes separately. So in that case, you can use this function and then can apply the other function. Suppose something you want to enter it in exact the date format. So there is a function called date. And within this, you can mention the year, month, and day. So suppose I write here 2025, month is say 1, and the date is say 26. So now if I mention do this, so it will automatically bring it in the date format. When it comes, you check this here in this section. Please follow my mouse pointer on the screen. You can see this, it is automatically in the date format. Okay, so sometimes when we write, when we type, sometimes it doesn't take the date properly. But if we use the date function, it is coming in the date format automatically. So sometimes if you want to ensure that by whatever date you have written, it should come in the exact format. So in that case, you can use date function for that. Okay. Also, there is a function called say year. If I use year and then use the date, select the date, in that case, it will give me the, it gives me that particular, I'm just dragging it so that you can see the functions. Now there is no function here for this. Okay, so if you want to display the, extract the date, a year from a particular date, so that can be done. I am just going to use this here. And say I want to use, find out the month from a particular date. So we can just simply choose the date cell and use the month function on that. So it returns the month in that date. Okay. And similarly, we have a day function. So if we give a date within that, so it gives us the exact date. So these are some of the date functions which we can use. Also, we have one function called weekday. We want to see that which weekday it was or it is on a particular day. So if you remember, 26 January was Sunday. So it is giving 1. The default setting is 1. That means the week is starting with 1, Monday, Sunday. So Sunday is represented as 1. And if you give the second parameter, that is return type, here you can see that sometimes, suppose in some companies, they consider Monday as the first day. So you can consider these also as the return type. If you use these accordingly, the number will be returned. Okay, 1, 2, 3, it represents the old format, and 11 onwards, it represents the new format. So it is up to you which one you want to use. I prefer using the new one. So from here, suppose I want to use 11. When I consider Monday as the beginning of the week. So that means Sunday will be considered as a 7th day. So 7 is coming. Okay, so in this manner, these certain date functions we can apply. All right, so with this, I have covered some date functions also, so that you can use these also as per the need. Okay, so this, some of you were asking me to cover some date functions, so that's why I just included that also in the discussion today. Okay, so there are many you can explore. Some of the common functions are these. All right. So this is about some of these date functions. Is it important to use equal to when giving criteria? It is, Leila, it is upon the criteria that you are trying to give. If you are giving greater than, so you will use greater than sign. If you want to compare that whether the value is equal to this or not, so you will use equal to sign. It depends on what criteria you are writing. Okay. Rudra, I clicked in the first cell and then from the keyboard, I press Control Shift and down arrow key. So it selected that current column in which my cursor is till the last cell. I did not, Krish, you maybe you're mistaken. I did not say use comma in numerical. I said except numerical value, whatever value you are giving, that must be embedded within double quotes. All right. For numbers, we can write it as it is. But for string value, it should always be embedded within double quotes. But however, in this case, in this particular case, please see here, in this particular case, this particular criteria that we need to give, that always has to be within double quotes. The criteria must always be written within double quotes, as maybe you have seen when I am writing the number here for, sorry, when I'm writing the number here for this greater than equal to 50, this also I have written within double quotes. So specifically for SUMIF, AVERAGEIF, COUNTIF, for these formats, the criteria must be written within double quotes. Please remember this. Without this, the function will not work. Okay. It has to be written within double quotes here. Weekday means that which day of the week it is. So if you want to check that, in that case, you can use the weekday function. And in case of weekday function, if you do not give any parameter, like the way at first I wrote, that is without giving any parameter, it usually takes the default format where Sunday is considered as the first day of the week. That is the default format. So if you take that, it will consider Sunday as the first week. So it will find out that which day of the week it is and will accordingly give you the result. Suppose I remove this. So what it is giving me? It is giving me 1 because 26th January was a Sunday, if you remember. So if you do that, if I write here, say 28, so it is giving me 3, means Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, and Tuesday is 3. So 28th of January was Tuesday, and it is giving me 3. Now suppose you want that, no, Sunday I will not consider as the first day of the week, but I want to consider Monday as the first day of the week. So in that case, you have to give the second parameter, that is the return type, that is in which format you want the calculation to be done. So here you can see 11 is there. So 11 considers Monday as 1, Tuesday as 2, and so on. So it considers Monday as the first week of the day. So here if I put 11 and then give, so now it is giving me 2 because Tuesday is the second day of the week in that case. So it depends entirely upon how you consider, I mean, in your organization or the system for which you are working, how they consider the week days, which day they consider as the first day of the week, and accordingly then it will give you that particular value. All right. So that is it regarding these few glimpse of Parameter means the second parameter. All right. So now I come to the next part. So this we have done. Data validation, I guess we did on the last day. I think we did last day data validation also. Can you please tell me, somebody can respond? Those who were present in the last day. Data validation, I think, was done on the last day. That is how to create a data validation part. Yeah, I think it was done. No one is writing, so I think it was done. So now I am going to the pivot table part. Pivot table and the dashboard part. How to create a pivot table and then how to create a dashboard for that. So for creating the I have that sheet through which I discussed it, and I have all the steps written over there. So I am going to take that here. Yes. So this data sheet we use for pivot table, right? So I am going to use this only for creating the pivot table. Fine. So I am just, yeah, so many pivot table we created, and then accordingly, in the dashboard also I have here. I'll just quickly show you this one. Right, so this type of thing we did, and I have all the steps written here which were given to you, already shared with you all these steps. So what we need to do is, so I'm just bringing this, creating a copy of the sheet towards the end just to discuss this part so that we have it. And yeah, on this we can create. So I do unhide data. So all these data now I am having, and I am going to use this for pivot table. Achha. Now the first thing is that when we are having huge data with us, sometimes we need to check some few specific values, or we want a certain set of data from here. We want to check that. Suppose I want to see, some of you are also asking how to use filters. So that is also will be covered here. Suppose I want to see about the details of only those people who are working in China. So in that case, simply I select the whole the first row. I go to this on the home tab. I have the sort and filter. From here, I can choose filter. Now you can see when we do this, the filter buttons are active now. So from here now, go to the respective column, and from here you simply click on this drop down and remove this select all. So all are deselected now. Now select only the country that you want to view. So I just chose China and just see only 4 records are there for China, and these are the details. Fine. Again, suppose you want to change your selection, again come back to the country filter drop down, choose another country as well. Say I want to check the Brazil also with this, so I select that, and you can see 2 more data over here. Fine. Suppose one filter is applied, and after that I want to check the values that are less than 50. When age is less than 50. So I can click on this age drop down, remove this, and from here either I can choose some of the values, or I can go to this number filter. Please see this carefully, and from here now I can apply all these different type of conditions or the criteria. As you can see, I want to see less than 50. So I click on less than, and here see there it gives me a small dialog box where I can mention the age as 50, less than 50, right? So I click OK. Now you can see only one record. from the countries China and Brazil, only one person from China is working whose age is less than 50. All others age is greater than equal to 50. All right. So in this manner, we can apply the filters and can have a selective view of our data. Now here the problem is that whenever we apply filter, it is changing the view of the data, giving us the selective view of the data. Now with this, now I want to have another view of the data, which is not possible. Again, I have to do copy paste and again I have to create another one. So on the same, in the most flexible manner, I cannot make all those changes. So that is why a filter has its own advantage. Another way of doing the things is that we can use pivot table. When we do use pivot table option, so it gives us much more flexibility on the data, and create a very flexible view of the records. So for that, we use pivot table. And using pivot table, we can also create the dashboard where at one go we can have the different kind of view of our data, and we can see that if there is one option we are selecting, it will give me all the different you can say the changes in the data. As you can see here, I have kept only, I think, yeah, as you can see here on the screen, 3 charts are there. And with these, now when we change the data to suppose the engineering department, specialty products, and all the ethnicity and from all the countries, I make it only for China, say Asian and then China. Or say I want to remove this and I want to see the business unit for corporate. So I hope you are able to view it on the screen that how all the graphs are changing, and immediately we are getting the change in the changed data. So I hope you understand this now. So how all these values are changing when we make our selections different, accordingly the data will come, right? So this is called dashboard, which gives us a very, you can say, flexible view of our data, and then accordingly it can be used for decision making purpose. So that is why so it is very important. So first thing what we need to do is we need to create a pivot table and chart. We need to create the pivot table and chart. And once all the required pivot table and charts are available, then we can go for creating the dashboard. Okay. So I'll create some pivot table from here. So I can select my data manually or automatically. Also, sometimes it can take the data. So I selected the data range. I go to insert and we have the option here, pivot table, or here you can see pivot chart and pivot table. Fine. You can only insert pivot table. You can insert only pivot chart, or you can insert both together. It is better to insert both together so that separately, because our purpose is to make the dashboard here. So we need both the things. So I click on pivot chart and pivot table. The area that I have selected, it has been considered here. However, even if we don't select, more or less, it automatically tries to pick that range. And then always choose a new worksheet that keeps it very clean and clear and doesn't disturb the original data. So choose new worksheet. Now click OK. And this is your working area of the pivot table and chart. Now have a look on the right hand side. We have this pivot chart field list. In case it doesn't appear automatically, I've already told you that here on this buttons ribbon, we have the option. You can always make it visible. These are the 4 sections that we have: filters, series, axis, and values. Mostly the filter means the main master filter on which basis we want to divide the data. So maybe sometimes you may want it to be country wise. So country might be the main filter, and then the city might be the axis. And then we can take salary as the values. Okay, so you can see this. Right now it is showing all the countries and all the cities, but then if you make it a specific country wise, you can do that. Okay, you can now here I choose only suppose United States. Click OK and see it is showing only the cities of United States and the total salary which is drawn in these cities. Okay. If you want to make some change in this calculation, you can go to value field settings, and here you can take the average of salary as well. So if you take that, it will show you the average salary drawn in annual salary, of course, in these cities. Okay. So this is how you can create the pivot chart. And this is, say, I can rename it as, say, country wise, city wise pivot, right? So country and city, I'm writing it as P1, pivot 1. Fine. Similarly, again, I can go for, I hope this is clear, creating the pivot table and the chart like this. Section, these data, what I am using here, all these data are the free data that I have downloaded from just simply on Google. I search for free sample Excel data, and from there I downloaded one of the sheets, one, two files like this I have downloaded. I have shown that also once in class, and that data I am using. So it is not a very data. I've just simply downloaded it. So you can simply Google and find out. Okay. Now, uh, so this is one pivot chart I've created. Similarly, one more I am doing now. So again, I go to insert and I go to pivot chart and pivot table. Range is already selected, new worksheet. And on this now, this time I will make see job title as the main filter. And I want to see, say, department wise. As you can see, the value section is for numeric data only. And we are having only one field here, numeric data, that is salary. So I'm taking that only. However, if you have multiple numeric data fields, so those you can put over here. Okay, so here this particular pivot chart is showing that which department is drawing how much total salary. Okay, so now if I change the selection of the departments, sorry, job titles, suppose I want to know analysts, how much they are drawing. So we can consider that we have two analysts in only two departments, finance and sales, and this is the sum of their salary. Similarly, if you want to check that, say, computer systems manager, so you can see that computer system manager is only in one department, IT, and this is the sum of their salary, and so on. So vice president, only marketing department has vice president and the sum of salary is this, and so on. So in this manner, you can have different views of your data, selective view of your data. Suppose I want to check for director, vice president, and maybe say manager and senior manager. So These are the departments who are having these designations, and then these are the salaries that they are drawing, and so on. Fine. So this one is job title wise, uh, department wise. So I'm giving it a label as P2. Okay, so today I'm going to create the dashboard with two pivot tables, pivot charts. So these are the two I have created. Fine. So here you can see when we change our selection, automatically the graph details and these things changes. Now, to create a dashboard, what we need to do, we need to create a new worksheet, and then we need to bring all these pivot charts that we have created. Fine. So I hope you remember this. So this is our dashboard. Fine. Sorry. So I've already given a name as dashboards. I give it as dashboard 2. So this dashboard we are going to create. So step 1 is create the pivot table and the chart. We have already created. Step 2 is copy the pivot charts from the worksheets and paste it on a new dashboard worksheet. A worksheet on which you are going to create a dashboard. So I bring this also and come to this. Okay, so you can see both the charts I have pasted over here. If you have 4 charts, you will post 4 charts. If you have 10 charts, you will post 10 charts here. Fine. After this, you need to bring the slicer. So for that, what you need to do, you need to go to insert, and from here in the filter section, we have slicer. So I bring this slicer, insert. I just simply need to bring a slicer. So from analyze, I need to bring maybe. Okay, so just simply select the chart, any of the pivot chart, click on this analyze and bring slicer now. So it will bring in the relevant slicer. Okay, that actually, if you bring it from insert, in that case, when a raw slicer will come up. So it means you have to specify all the connections from where it will come and so on. However, as we already have our pivot chart created, so simply click on the pivot chart, analyze, and from here you choose, from this you choose slicer. Okay, so now if you bring it, it will bring the slicer on the fields. It will bring the main slicer with all the fields that were used, the field headings of the worksheet, or you can say the data range which has been used to create the filter. Okay, so my first one was city wise, country wise. So I can bring those fields, slicers, or whose data I have over here. So I am taking city, country, uh, department we have, and job title. So these are the 4 fields that I use to create these two pivot charts. So that is why those 4 I bring here. So now you can see 4 slices we are having. Okay, as I am having very small screen here, all the things I need to fit in within the same screen so that you can see all these together, right? So now this is a longer one. I don't know how much we can. You can see it is not coming side by side all. So I can reduce the size of the screen and then I can show you. So I bring it at this, I can bring here. Right. It's a small one. I can bring it here. Only 3 countries we have here. Right. So anyway, I can reduce the screen size so that you can check the all the slices that are present, and accordingly you can see that how the values are changing. Right? So this is it, and this one is here. Means you have to arrange it on the screen so that you can view the data. Fine. Now, as you select one of these, automatically it will show you the details accordingly. Now, I've removed all these filters now. So these are the 4 slicers set on the screen in front of you. So what I did, I clicked on one of the pivot chart, analyze, insert slicer. Fine. So selected only those fields on which I have used for creating the pivot chart, because others will be irrelevant because that data is not on the pivot chart. So that is why only select those slices which has been used, only those fields which has been used for creating the chart. Now, what we need to do, we need to create the connection of these slices with both the pivot charts. Okay, so what we can do, right click on this and you can go to pivot chart. Now, you can right click on this and you can go to click on the slicer, right click and go to report connections. Now here you can see that the chart, I selected the first chart, first pivot chart. So the first chart and the table is connected with the slicer. Now on this sheet, I am having one more pivot table in the chart, job title department. So this also I need to tick. If you are having here 2 more charts, in that case, those 2 more will be coming here in the list and you need to tick all these. So this is through doing this, what we are doing, we are basically integrating these slices with all the pivot tables that we have created. All right. So this we need to do, select and report connections, connect it with all the pivot charts and the tables that we have on this worksheet. So now all are connected. So now if I click on any one of the option, both the charts will change. Now suppose I want to check only for the accounting department. See. So this is showing that from accounting department, uh, United States, Austin is working. Job titles are manager and the senior analyst. Now with accountings, I want to check for IT as well. So I click on the IT also. So now see. So, accounting and IT people are from Brazil, China, United States, all the 3 countries. And these are the cities and these are the job title in which people are there. Now you can see here that Miami and Shanghai, here we are not having accounting people maybe. So if you want, you can cross check here just by applying the filter. Let us see. Miami. Okay, check for one only, Miami. So I just remove this and I go for Miami. Now you can see this. Miami, only 3 records we have, and for Miami, we have analyst, senior manager, and director. Departments are finance, human resource, and sales. So you can see here, we are not having anybody from accounting and IT department. You understand this? So this is how you can cross verify also for 1 or 2 record and find out that whether it is giving you the correct results or not. All right. So you can see this now. So just by having, having a proper dashboard created from here, now you don't need to go to the data. More or less all the things about your data you will get to understand from this only. All right. Similarly, and an interesting part is the other interesting part is that as these are pivot charts, from here also you can make the changes. But instead of clicking on the slicer, here also if you make the changes automatically, only those things will be updated. Okay. So you can check that how these are working. And if suppose one of the filter you have applied and later on you want to remove that, then you can simply click on this red marked filter button. As you can see here on the screen, my mouse pointer is on that icon. If you click on that, it will remove all the filters. Okay, so this is how we can work with the pivot table and chart and the dashboard creation. So just do this, giving you a few minutes, and after 2-3 minutes, then again I will start. You please work on it, check that it's working or not. Yes, yes, Siddharth. Because of the slicers, the graph is changing. Well, Siddharth, Excel, everyone can install, everyone can use, even on Google Sheets, you can use. Yes, Power BI also you can use, but if you want to have a desktop version, as far as I know, you need to pay for it. And here, without doing money, you can simply use Excel, the simple version you can use for creating all these things. Yes, once you know the thing, it becomes easier, isn't it? So, अब डैशबोर्ड सुनने में मैंने if you just listen, अरे dashboard creation, okay, it is something very, but if you know the pivot table, you know how to use slicer, it's very simple. Yes, Raghunath, time to time I'm doing it and will try. Okay, Kishore. So here you can check that. Okay, I will also keep a note of this. I also don't know. So I will also revisit if my videos are also there so that I can also, uh, if anything is needed, I can correct that. I keep that link with me. Yes, I think more or less we have done. So shall I continue with the revision or shall I start with PPT now? Some of you are asking me to start PPT. I have no problem. If you need time, you can go through whatever in Excel Word we have done. We can next day again have 1 hour revision session and continue with the PPT part. If you want to come up with queries next day about Excel and Word, we can do that also. I'm flexible for that. Now different different people telling different things. Okay. Okay, so I take the middle path. One has requested to do the macro and then PPT. PPT in the next class. Acha. I will see some of the sheets I can share, so I can do that. Okay, so I'm going for the macro discussion, and then some part of PPT we can then discuss. Okay, and the next class, once again, for 1 hour, we can have the revision of Word and maybe 1 or 2 topics from Excel, but not many. Next class, again, please do not ask me to repeat pivot table and that part. Okay, because otherwise we'll keep on doing the same thing again and again. So next class again, 1 hour revision we can do, and then we can do the continue with the PPT discussion. Okay. So today I will introduce PPT to you, PowerPoint, how to work with the PowerPoint. Beginning part we can do. So initial part we can discuss today. Okay, so I'm coming to the macro discussion now, and the rest 2-3 things which are still left, that I will discuss next day for the revision. Okay, so I'm going for the macro now. To work with macro, what we require is that macro, I have that sheet where I discuss macro, so all the points are written so that I don't need to write it again. So this it is in front of you. So 2 type of macro we can create here. One is the location specific macro and the location independent macro. Location specific macro means it will be created in a fixed cell address, and relative references must be off, must be disabled. So what is macro at first? Macro means we want to store or record some series of steps in under a particular, you can say, a macro, which can be a shortcut key, which can be applied just with the click, or even can be applied with the help of a button. Okay, so suppose for your office work, regularly you need to apply certain functions regularly, and the format of the sheet is also fixed. Say for example, you are managing the sales data of 10 stores, manage 10 outlets of the same company. So from all the 10 outlets, every evening around, every evening around 4 p.m., you receive all the Excel sheets, which records the data of the transactions throughout the day till that time. Now, obviously, as it is the same company and the multiple stores are belong to the same company, usually the format of the worksheets, the format in which the bills are created, or the Excel sheets where the data will be recorded, will also be same. So in that case, when you are receiving these 10 sheets, more or less the way you will be calculating the things will also be same for all the 10 outlets, like total sales, average sales, maybe the profit, cash inflow, what has you have received, how much discount has to be given, and so on. So more or less the formulas that you want to apply and the format of the reports will also be same. So these things, in that case, what you have to do, you have to do it 10 times for 10 different sheets, and every day you are doing it. So in that case, if you can convert all these steps or these functions into macro, so every day you don't need to repeat the same thing. Once you create the macro for all these things, so whenever required, the format data is in that format in front of you. You simply apply the macro and it will work. Fine. So that is the purpose of macro. Now we can create macro as per our need in two ways. One is that it will always be applied in a fixed cell address. Like say if you have fixed that the total sales will always be calculated in cell number, suppose B 2500 cell. So it will always be in that cell, wherever you apply it, wherever your cursor is. If you are using that macro, it will always be applied in that particular cell. But if you want that whenever you suppose you are applying this, it will always add the the data which is available in the 1000 cells above it in the same column. So in that case, it will be always be executed as per your cursor position. So as per the need, we use different type of macro. And here in class, what we are discussing is the creation of macro without programming. That means VBA coding is not done here. It is not in your syllabus, but we can write full-fledged coding and much more flexible macros using VBA coding. Okay. Now, to work with the macro, what you need to know also is that when you create a macro in a file, that file must be saved as macro enabled workbook, and the file extension would be XLSM. When you open a file having macro, you need to click on the button enable macro. If you don't do this, in that case, your file will be, you will be getting a working file in the work mode, but macro will not be available. So you always have to enable macro in that case. Okay. So this is very important because you created macros and you forgot to save it as macro enabled workbook. In that case, all the macros that you have created will be lost. So you have to be careful. You have to remember this is very important. You need to create, save the file as macro enabled workbook and then you need to, whenever you open that file, you need to enable the macro. When you go to file, when you want to save your file, here save as type, here we get this option, Excel macro enabled. Okay, so macro enabled workbook you need to select when you are working with macro enabled, with a macro file. Fine. Now, to create a macro, what you need to do? To create a macro, you need to go to view, and here you have macros, and here we have these three options. Just simply these three things are there with which we are working with macro. First, you need to understand use relative references. Right now it is off. It's a toggle button. When you click on this, it is enabled. When you again click on this, it is disabled. And when you enable it, there is a very fine line that comes around this particular icon. Okay, so you have to carefully see that whether it is enabled or disabled. Like say I click on this, now it has gone. Again, I click on this. Now you can see a very fine line has appeared around this icon. Okay, so this means that it is enabled right now. So it means that if I create a macro with this enabled, it means that the macro will be executed as per my cursor position. It will not be created in a fixed, it will not be executed in a fixed cell address. Okay. So this you have to check carefully that what type of macro you are creating, whether you have enabled this or not. Accordingly, it will work. Fine. Then the steps are what? You need to go to record macro and then you need to do the task, that whatever you want to do. So here, say in this sheet, see, now what I want to do here is say, bring it here. Say on this sheet, I want to create a macro, something like say a simple one, which I have shown earlier also, that is I want to apply some kind of formatting feature through macro. That whenever I start working in a new worksheet, I always give my company name in the first 5 cells in the merged way and in applying some color, simple. And it will always be in this cell. So what it is, it means that my relative references must be off. It should always be executed from A1 to E1. So this is my requirement. So in that case, use relative references is off. Now I go to record macro. Need to give a macro name here. Need to give a macro name here. So say I am giving say RM1. Say, okay, I cannot give it like this. I need to write it as RM_1. No, it is not case sensitive, but I wrote RM1, so it is not accepting. We need to give underscore for that. Now a shortcut key we can define. Suppose I'm writing Control G. Now you see, as I wrote G, it automatically converted it to Control Shift G. That means Control G is not available. So it automatically tries to find another combination of the keys. So it is Control Shift G. And any description if you want to write, you can. So I'm writing here, say, company name formatting in A1, cell A1 to E1. So I mention it. So if I check this macro after 6 months, then also I can get the details. So now the recording has started. So simply select the cells. Now whatever you are doing is getting recorded in the macro. So I do merge and center. I fill the color. I'm writing here, say ABC Limited. And this, I apply, make it bold, italics, change the font style, something like this. Done. So some changes I have done. And then again, I go to view macro and stop recording. Stop recording is very important. Many of us, including myself, we forget to do stop recording. And in that case, it enters into an unending loop and creates an error in the file. So always do stop recording. Remember to do this. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, everything is getting recorded in that, and then the stack overflow happens and error is created. So click on stop recording. Now your macro is ready. Now, if you have a new worksheet here, and if you press Control Shift G, that was a shortcut key, right? Right now, my cursor is here. See, my cursor is in P16. Now I am applying macro. Control Shift G. Where will it be applied? See, it is applied in A1 to E1, right? So this is my location specific macro. That whatever be my cursor position, it doesn't bother. It will be applied over there only. Take. The next is location independent macro. That means if my cursor is here, it should apply it here only. So for that, what I need to do, macros, use relative references. Now record macro. I am giving it as RM2 now, and my shortcut key may be K. Again, not available, so Control Shift K. Okay, and I am writing format company name as per cursor position. So this is my description of the macro. Control Shift K, and macro name is RM2. Click OK. Recording has started. So now I select 5 cells. Go to home, merge cells, make it fill color. Again, I am giving say ABC Limited. And then I am applying some kind of say font style on this. Increasing the size. That's it. Again, I go to view macro and stop recording. Click done. Now my cursor is here. I press Control Shift K. Cursor is here. Control Shift K. I hope you understand this now. So this is my location independent macro, right? So whatever be my cursor position, it will be applied over there. But if I am into here, Control Shift K, see, and if I am into any location specific macro, I need to use that, use relative reference as off. Okay, I hope you understand this now. Fine. Yes, I was exactly thinking that if you have the video links, you can revise from there also. I have not checked it. Somebody posted it here. So it is maybe your institute's channel. So there. Thank you, Raghunath. I have no idea about the previous class part. Yeah, so as you have that link available, so you can check it from there also, right? So Anyway, so macro, this part is done, and here I have shown only the formatting part. You can apply it for functions as well. Like suppose just now as I have started, so I'll complete this part. Now suppose you want that here, whatever, suppose some numbers are given. Whenever there are 5 numbers in the cell, you want to, sorry, you want to calculate the sum of those. So I am writing here sum, and I want that it will always calculate this and give the result. Fine. So this part I want to put in the macro. So I go to view. You understood? Simple calculation, just finding the sum. And it is just a small example, simple example I am giving. Now you can apply it as per your requirement. It can be any kind of formulas you can apply, right? So use relative references on, record macro. I am doing RM underscore 3. Shortcut key is say P. So Control Shift P. Okay. And here in the description, I am writing it as some function. So I click OK and it's done. Recording has started. Now equals to I'm writing sum, and then whatever 5 cells are selected, and then it will always give me the result. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 cells. Now I do stop recording. Fine. Now I remove that, and now I'm writing some numbers. And now here if I put Control Shift P, my shortcut, see, it's calculated. I don't need to write the function also, it has come automatically. Understood? So in this way, you can just apply functions also in macro. And just one more thing in this regard, you can, if you forgot that what macros you have created and what was the shortcut key and so on. So you can go to view macros, and here you can get the list of all the macros that are created for your files. And if you want to check the shortcut key or the description that you wrote earlier, you can simply choose the macro, click on options. So this shows you the shortcut key as well as the description for the macro that you have written. So even if you refer to your macro after a long gap, you can check it from here. All right. So with this, I stop here now for Excel, and just taking a 5 minutes break. Then I will start with PPT now. Okay. Okay, you have received the email. So fine, please check your email. And yes, I've already told you how to view the description of macro. View macros, select your macro and click on the options button. Stop here for 5 minutes. Please recap, go through whatever we have discussed, and then we start with the PPT part. Okay, let us start. I hope you have taken your small break. Yes, Saf, you can here in the formatting part, say any number. You can go to the numbers, and here if you use percentage sign, from here you can bring it. Okay, so if you apply that, it will show you that. Like say here I'm writing a number like this. Oh my god, it's the size. Okay. And then from here you choose it as percentage sign, so it will come automatically using that. Okay. Why should it pause? For macro, are you saying? Maybe when you are recording, that time, if in between something else has come up and you want to pause that recording, that you can do. But I think when it is not preferred. Okay. Shubhankar, nothing is like that two classes are allotted. I will discuss it. If we finish it early, then we can do the revision discussion again. Okay, I kept two classes, so let us see. So now I start with PPT now. So no, the syllabus in itself is too big, so I don't think I can go beyond that right now. Okay, so please open. Yeah, it is calculating the percentage of that money, multiplying it with 100 also. That is why. So when you apply it in a formula and then you use percentage sign, it will come properly. Okay. So now I'm going for the PowerPoint. So you start PowerPoint from your system. So now PowerPoint is a software which is used for creating the on-screen presentations. Now here you can see when you open PowerPoint, at first you get this type of screen where various different type of themes are available. Okay, various templates are available and these are all the design templates. So you can choose some from here, any from here as well. And if it is not on your system, in that case, it also can download it. So it has a large number of these type of, you can say, these type of themes or the templates available. So you can use any of these as per your choice. And if you want, you can also use the one which you can create it in a blank format also. Like you can have a blank this blank presentation and then you can design it from scratch. So it is up to you how you want to do this. So just showing you a few samples. Like suppose if you choose one from here, suppose I take this are the inspirations, this theme I want to take, suppose. So I am taking this and if I click on create, so what it will do, it will try to bring this template. If it is not available, it will download that and give it to me. And then it will create the sample slides for us. Now here you can see it has created only two samples. This particular template has two sample slides only. So these are the two samples created, and this is also giving you some hint that what can be written. Okay, so if you bring a theme like this, in that case, you will be given with the template, the sample slides that are into that particular that are into that particular template that you have taken. Like this one I took at first. Now say I take something else. Suppose I take this one. Now let's see what is there. Now this is somehow it is not able to bring this one. So it has denied that, it said it can't download. So I can go for something else. Now say this one is available. So click on create. And now see, this is also giving me some option like this. Okay. And now if I add some more slides, it will be trying to bring that basic format of those slides. Fine. So these you can try to explore a bit on your own. Now what I am going to do right now is I am going to take a blank presentation from zero. Okay. So from blank presentation, we are going to start working. Okay. Now, so when we choose blank presentation, it brings a slide, and the slide here we get the two boxes, click to add title, click to add subtitle. So it's a blank presentation, nothing is there, no design, nothing is given. Whatever we do, that will be applied on this. Okay. Now, so first thing is, in case of MS Word, we have different pages. We work on pages. In case of Excel, we work on worksheets. Workbook is the file. Inside that, we have the worksheets. And inside worksheet, then if you want, you while taking the print, we can check. We saw that. I have shown you that also, that it shows you the content in page-wise manner. In case of PowerPoint, we work on slides. And on these slides, we present the content. Now, these slides also have certain basic, you can say the basic layouts. What are those? Like simply, usually the slide have a title slide. So that is why you can see here what I did on Home tab. I clicked on this new slide drop down, and these are the basic layouts that I have got. Okay. Title slide. Usually when we open a new PPT and try to work with that, we get a title slide open by default. However, if we want, we can go for blank also and the other format also. Another one is title and content. That means there will be a title and then it will give you a place where you can write the content also. Then section header, two contents means if you are writing something side by side, like on one side there will be pictured and on another side you want to put a table or you want to create a list, like that, side by side two contents. Or even the comparative study. So here you can see a place for writing the heading is also given. Fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring all these formats one by one and just I'm going to show you that. Okay. So just have a look at this. So this is your title slide. This one is your, say, title and content. And then I'm taking the section header. I'm taking all these one by one just to show you on a bigger screen properly. Now see, this is your first title slide. You can see it gives you a place to write the main title, the big title of the presentation, and then a subtitle. Like suppose here in this, what I can do, I can write, say PowerPoint class. Okay. And here I am, say, writing, say, my name. Fine. So in this manner, it will appear the presenter's name and the topic that is being presented. Fine. Another format is this, which is title and the content. So here you can write the title. Suppose I'm writing here the topics to be covered. Okay. And here the content. Now this is coming a slight gray. I hope you can see this table, graph, some smart art graphics, pictures. Some online pictures can be bring, some videos can be put up and so on. So it is showing you the type of the content that can be put over here. So if you click on that directly, it will allow you the option or give you the option to insert a table or the graph directly. Or if I type here simply the so whatever content if I type accordingly. Suppose whatever the different types and all these, whatever points I write here, all those will be coming, right? So might be these are the title and the content. So I hope you get that idea. I go to another slide now. This was the section header. So suppose this is the main title, the first one. However, if you have several sections here, so in that case, I can use when it is formatted in slightly different way. So it's all up to you how you want to present it. No hard and fast rule. And in fact, uh, suppose you have taken this section header, but you don't like this. You don't want to put this heading. So you can simply click on the border and remove it. Okay, so it is completely editable. Whatever you want to make here, whatever changes you want to make here, every change you can do here. Okay. So say I'm writing here one, say just heading, say insert object. So this is my section header. This is to add the title. You can see I told you side by side, two things can be put up. And this one is if you are doing a comparative study. So like say in the main, I'm writing say main heading is say I'm writing here e-commerce. Here I'm writing say Q-commerce. And here I'm writing say e-commerce. Say we are going to talk about these and about to do the comparative study between the two. So you can understand this is the main topic. These are the uh, title of the topics that we are going to compare. And here we can then write down the points. So a basic format, a basic layout it has created for us. So this is how we can, you can see this. It is only the title slide where only the title can be put up. This is a blank slide, fine. And this is again some more combination of these things. All right, so this is these are the basic different type of layouts. Fine. Is this okay up to this? So just showing you the basic layout. Fine. Yeah, because the first slide is the someone name is not showing. Someone asked why second slide is different size ratio for titles and subtitles. First one is the main title slide and the second one was having the title and then the content. Those were not subtitles, those were contents. So obviously the font size ratio will be different. However, again, I'm repeating as I mentioned, whatever way you want your slide to present the content, it will come exactly that way. These are only the suggestive formats. Whatever changes you want, you can do over here. Okay, so we will go to these gradually one by one. So now here today is the first discussion. So just some basic things today I'm going to tell. So I have told you how you can open a PowerPoint slide presentation, how you can bring in templates if required, or you can go to, I would suggest first you take the blank presentation and then explore all the options that are there. First you learn that and then you experiment with it. Okay. And then I have shown you this new slide drop down that we want when we want to bring a new slide, different type of options are available. These are the layout options. So we can take any of these as per our need and then we can bring it over here. Now, one important thing that you need to understand for these slides is that these slides act as a placeholder. Okay, slides are placeholders. Slides are simply placeholders. For example, here I want to write power slides are placeholders. So how to write that? If I click on this, see, it is not giving me the cursor. Why? Because nothing is there. Where will I write? I need one container. I need one object on which I can work. Okay. So for that, see, this here I wrote, I was able to write because this object, this container was there. Okay, so it is a placeholder, just like a you can say a base. Now on this, whatever we want to do, all those things we need to bring. Like say here, I was able to write because this box was there. Here the cursor was coming, but here the box is here, here the cursor is coming. But suppose I may reduce the size of the box and now here no box is there. See, when I click, I'm not getting any cursor. Fine. So if you want to write something on the slide, you want to do something, you want to bring a picture, whatever you bring, everything is an object. So when I want to write something here, I need to go to, I can go to insert or home tab also. I have this. This is a small text box. Okay. A is written over here. It represents a text box. And here I can write whatever I want. So this is the holder, the container on which I can now do the work. So slide is a placeholder, say I'm writing. Understood? So this is a placeholder. Now on this now I can increase the size and then I can use. Now all the font formatting, etc., whatever we learned in Word, Excel, all these things we can apply, right? Different type of options are there. You can try all those. Fine. I hope this is clear. So it is an object. Object has some property. While working in MS Word also I have shown you this. Object means it is something which we can hold, which has its own property, which we can move from one place to another. And a very good example is using this concept on PowerPoint. Like here you can see, as I told, slide is a placeholder. If you want to write something, we need a container. Like text box, it's a container. See, I can carry it from here to here. You can see this, right? So it's an object. This I can move. It has its own property. Like see, if I right click, I can see here the property like format shape. And here then I am getting the various properties and then I can apply these things. You understand this? Fine. So what I did, select the box. Then inside this I wrote and then I applied some font formatting. Okay? So again I'm repeating home, text box, and I take a simple box and then here I'm writing slide is a placeholder. Fine. So it's a box now. My cursor is here. I want to apply some feature on this. So what I can do, if I simply select D, see, I select D and I increase the size. Do you understand this? Okay. So if I select a particular character and then apply on this, it will appear like this. But suppose I want to apply font formatting on whatever is written in this box. So what I need to do, I need to click on the boundary. Now, right now, I hope you can see the boundary is the showing the dotted lines, right? Because right now my cursor is inside and I am at the character level. Now I want to apply some formatting on this whole box. So select on the boundary. Now I hope you can see it is a continuous line. It means the box is selected. So now whatever I do, it will be applied on the whole box. Matlab, it will be applied on whatever is there inside this box. Okay? So now if I, from here, I select font formatting. I select some font size. I select some font color for the whole. I hope this is clear to you. This is font box size. Okay? If I select it like this, if I put it like this, so the way I put it, I told you it is entirely our thing that how we want to present our this slide. So the way you keep your object size accordingly, it will be done. Fine. Now this box, it's a text box. So it is an object. Now this object has got certain properties, like this box is having a shape, it is having a size. Obviously, it also has certain more features like what will be the inside color, what will be the outline color, what will be the outline, whether any kind of special effect can be applied on this or not. So those things we can check from here. Okay, I hope you are following my mouse pointer on screen. So first I'm going for the shape fill. So you can see I click on drop down and the different colors are available. You can see it from here. Okay, and you can see the change on the screen as well. So whatever you want, you can choose from here. Tick. Next is this coloring option is also, there are some more options available. So let us talk about that part. So this is a simple fill color, fine. Now, if you want to, if you are not satisfied with the shades that are appearing here, you can go to more fill color. And here we have these different options. And from here also you can choose, you can create your color combination and then you can use it. Fine. This is one way, one option. Take. Next is we can also apply gradient feature on this color. Okay. Like how it will appear. Suppose I choose one color. And now I want it to appear in this way. So I hope you can see it on the screen in front of you, that how this gradient will come when the shade will be coming. In what way it will come. These are the dark variations and these are the light variations. So the color that I choose, accordingly it is showing me the different options. Suppose I take green color and now I want to check it. Okay, so you will find it interesting. You can play around with this. And also a relaxing activity as well in the beginning. When you are not doing it under pressure, that time it is relaxing. But when you have a deadline to meet, that time it is you have to do it fast. So anyway, right now you can explore these things. Okay, so in whatever way you want to present it, accordingly you will take. Okay. Now if I click outside, when I deselect the box, you can see that it is coming in this way. Now we can also put a outline color to this if required, if you want. So click on the box again at the border, shape outline. Now see here, there are different options for the outline as well. So you want to give, say, red color outline to this. You can see it on the screen, how it is coming. See. Okay. So say I take red. Now, what else? We can increase the weight also, Mane, how much prominent the border will be. Okay, so that is called weight of this. So how much weight you want to give it to this? It will be a fine line or it will be a thicker one. How? Now, this is one. Next is whether you want to, what kind of designs you want to apply in this, whether it will be a continuous line or dotted line or something like this. In what way you want to bring it. And more lines, dash type, lot of things are there. See. Fine. So how you want to bring it, it is up to you. Multiple options are there. Accordingly, you can use it. Okay. So different things are there, different options are there, formatting options. You need to explore these and see that how it is coming. Next is shape effects. You can see in different ways this shape can come up. I hope you are able to see the impact on the screen. This is having a shadow of it. Fine. And so that is about the shape fill, shape outline, and the shape effects. Also, we have some quick styles from here. If suppose you are in hurry and you don't want to apply all this, you can just simply go for some kind of quick style and fast you can apply these. Some built-in styles are there. If you want to take, you can take up those as well. That makes your work much faster if you don't have time for all these doing it quickly, you want to do something, so you can do. And yeah, you can do the texture also as a background of your slide, as well as the background of the text box. Okay, so I'm showing you these different options. You need to explore this. Fine. So I hope this part is clear, that how you can work with the text box, write in it, and then how you different ways in which you can apply these formatting features as well as the shape features on this. Anything up to this? Is it okay? Okay, so it is up to you how is attendance, I don't know. So up to this, that you can bring text box and do these type of things. Also, sometimes some kind of shapes or arrows are needed. So those things also you can apply. Like say now on this slide, say just reducing this size of the slide a little bit. Okay, suppose here I want to bring some kind of shape here. Okay, so these things also you can apply. Okay, these are the different type of shapes. Sometimes we need this circle, square, and all these shapes on our slide to present something. So we can use these as well. I bring it just to show you something. Say somehow on my computer it is slowing down somehow, maybe that's why a bit lag is there. Now you can see this, I have drawn this shape, and now whatever text I had, it is hidden behind, right? So what I need to first, I want to apply some kind of fill effect and all those things. I want to apply some kind of effect. This we can have slightly. And now I want to bring all those topics above this. So what I can do, simply click on the boundary, right click, and you can have this option send to back. I see this. Okay, so you have to use it in your own ways. You have to think how you can apply these. Okay, I want to remove the outline, so it is coming in this way. All right, so we can bring some of these shapes in this way, in little creative way. You can try to apply these. Also, so this is about the object and some topics. If you want, you can write like this. And I hope you remember the formatting features of MS Word, so you can apply those. Like I select this, and then the different type of bullets and all these things, whatever you want. These things you can always apply, right? Okay. So these things you can do. Okay. Now, uh, for the slide, say I want to apply some background. So I can simply right click on the slide and go to format background. So we get this, and from here we can try to go for, by default it is white. You can go for some color. You can go for some pattern fill. Okay. You can go for gradient fill as well. We have already seen the application, so we can go for a gradient fill as well. This gradient fill also, I think we can. These are some of the preset gradient fills which you can choose. These are the presets, means already created how, and you don't need to work on it. But suppose if you can also take up something like this, and you are choosing one preset and then you are making some changes into it, making it little darker. Right? So these are the ways in which you can try to, these are the things you need to apply. You need to explore how you want it to appear. I can reduce the brightness. Right? Transparency, if you want to increase or decrease, and what type of color you have taken, accordingly it will come. Okay. So these are some of the ways in which you can do the background fill. Solid fill you can do, gradient fill, some presets, matlab predefined styles are already there. And then from those, you can choose something and then you can try to apply. You can make little changes over here and just see that how it is coming and whether you like it or not. Now, suppose this one, if you want to apply, you can do it on the current slide. Definitely, it is already done. But suppose you want to do it on all the other slides as well. So in that case, you can click on apply to all and it will be applied on all the slides. So just showing you that. See, I click on apply to all. See. So in all the slides, it is there. So whatever slides in this presentation you are going to use is going to have this particular kind of background. Okay. Is it okay after this? No, I'm not CMA. Okay, so this is done. Now, next is okay, so this is one part. Next is okay. So simple animation I'm showing you. Otherwise, without that, when a PowerPoint means it should be a presentation and thoda sa animation. So let us come to this transition. Okay, so transition is what? Transition shows that how one slide will go and how the other slide will come. So first I'm showing you that whatever presentation we have done here, how it will appear. So simply go to slideshow and click on from beginning. So when you do that, it will show you the presentation in this way. Okay. And right now it is a static presentation. Static means no content in this is moving. And also the slide will also not change automatically. I press a button from the keyboard or I click the mouse, I do the mouse click, then only it is going to change. Okay, so this is how it is going to come. And to come out of the presentation, you have to press escape key and then it will come back to your file. Okay, now I want that how the content from one slide to another slide, how we will move from one slide to another, that we want to define. So I can use this, suppose like this. So how you want it to appear. Tick. So this makes it a little interesting now, right? So how you want it to appear. So just you can play with this, right? So now say on this I have applied ripple effect. On the second one I'm applying something, say glitter. On the third one, I am going to apply just one more. Check up. Okay, so now let us see how it comes. So I go to slideshow from beginning and now see. All right, I have applied it only on the first 3 slides, and so on other slides nothing is there. And also it is coming with a mouse click. So how to make it automated, we will do next class. So I hope this much is clear. So to make it little transition means the movement between the slides. That is how it will, how the one slide will go and the other will come. Okay. So, so this is how we do this kind of transition between the slides. All right. So you can try this. Okay, slide transition, simple slide transition. You can try this way. Okay. So now the next is, see, okay, on this slide, I can try to apply some animation, simple animation. That is here, to apply the animation, we need to know the, okay, and the first one only I'm doing. To apply the animation, you need to have some objects on the slide, obviously. Otherwise, what animation will you apply? Now, right now, see, I am on the first slide, animation tab, and nothing is available. See, all are disabled. So what I need to do, we can apply animation on what? As I said, it is on objects. Now, I've not selected any object. Now I click on one object and see the options have come up. Click, all the options have come up. So now I can choose this, that how it will appear. There are multiple different type of animations available, and then you can choose that which one you want to use. Fine. And say 2 boxes we have here, 2 text boxes. So we can do it like this. Click. So what you need to do, simply click on the object, preferably on the boundary. From this animation tab in the animation sections, you can choose one of these options and just apply, or kuch nahi karna. Choose the second one, whatever objects you have, and then just do. And so now I go to slideshow and I go to this. Okay. Fine. So this is how you can apply simple transition and the animation effects. Okay. However, all these are still your on mouse click. These are mouse click based. These are not automated. Okay. To include a new slide, we click on the new slide. We choose the type of the slide. We take the slide. We can write the content. Here today we have worked with the text box only, and just one here, one more shape we bring. If you bring some kind of content and then you want to overlap the things above and below, you need to select that object, this shape, right click and send to back. Now right now already I have done that. So see, I am not able to select that box. This is the two. Acha, this is coming right. So this box is there. So I right click on that. And from here you can choose this, bring to front or bring to send to back, these options, and accordingly you can set it as per your need. Then what we did, we also tried to work with the background of the slide, how we can set that basic formatting features of the background. So we can put some kind of color, straight, simple fill. We can apply these type of effects as well on the slides. So these things I have shown you. Then I have shown you how you can apply the transition between the slides. So that we have done. And then simple animation effect on one of the some content that we have applied, and then how we can view the slideshow. So up to this we have completed. Okay. So now the remaining next we will pick up in the next class. Any questions you have? Shravani, about that, you need to connect with the office. I mean, I'm not in a position to answer these things. You have to connect with the office, okay? Once we have applied the color to the PPT, you want to change this, okay? So, say I come to the PPT, again, I can go to right click, format background. Now from here, I can choose something else. Suppose this one now I want to change. So I can go to here. This one is the color. So from here, I can choose some color. See how we can add more colors, 2 colors. Okay, I was looking for it that time. Yeah. So here one preset is already taken. And from there, then I'm adding more color to it. So that is possible. Okay. So this way also we can do. If you want to do it only on the current one, do it. Don't click on apply to all. If you want to do it on other slides also, then only use apply to all. So see, you can find out different creativity for this. Suppose on this slide, I want to specifically on this slide, I want to do some kind of pattern fill. So you can always do that. Okay, so you can choose your color and different colors, and then accordingly you can apply. So different patterns, different background for different sheets, different slides. Or you can go for a picture also. Okay, picture or texture fill. So texture is here. You can choose the texture and then you can work on the slide. You can bring a picture also from this file button as a background. So say I go here, I don't have, I should keep some of the pictures downloaded here so that I don't know what it is. So suppose I want to bring this as a background. So see, it has come as a background. I cannot move that picture. It is a background. Okay. So on this, then we can do. Now this background, I want to make it transparent. See. So now if I bring a text box and write something, this is a test run. See. I wrote this. Now see if we write something on this, it is quite visible and we can have that. Right? So we can change, we can bring a picture in the background and change its transparency, because usually pictures are quite very bright. So if you want to set something, suppose company logo, you want to bring as a background, you can bring that always. But then transparency you have to adjust so that the content that you write in front is visible and readable properly. Okay. So this is how you can work with this part. Okay, so I hope this answers your question, how to change the background once we have set it. If you click on or apply to all, it will be applied on all the slides. And if you do it just on the current one, it will do only on the current slide. If I want to give different color in the background, how to change it? So I have shown this, I think. With me, you are having Monday and Tuesday, 2 more classes only. So within that, I will be completing all that. Okay. Achha, this link one of your classmate has shared here. So I'm putting it in the published announcement section also so that you all can refer to it. I don't know whether it is working right. I have not tested. One of your colleague has you pasted it here, shared it here. So I have put it here for your reference, because some of you are saying that it is not, don't know the link. So that's why it is in the email actually. Okay, so any more queries? I'm just scrolling down to see if there are any more queries. Only problem is if I go to announcement section again, have to scroll it down fully for the entire duration. About the test, exams, attendance, office will answer this. I really do not have answer to these questions. So please connect with office for that. Why you have named yourself as Samajh Nahi Aa Raha and then you are giving the reply as all clear. So interesting name for display. No, access is not there in the syllabus. Okay, so I stop here today. So next Monday we will meet. My class is from 10:30. I understand might be some of you are having office or exam, but still, please email them. Okay, so thank you. I stop here now. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I tried to answer your queries. Hopefully, I was able to clear your doubts. Thank you. Thank you for the appreciation. Thank you. So I close it. I'm stop sharing now.